Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to Just Iyuana, the show where we inspire women to grow, not just in age, but spiritually, emotionally, physically, and socially. We are back with part 2 of Be Real or Be Still. Other than our distinguished guest, Valisha Wilson. And so we just left off with discussing about the being a PK and dealing with the backlash of being someone who is transparent in what she's faced in life. And so I really just want to share with the viewers as it relates to a lot of times preachers' kids are put like in this box and have to walk a thin line and can't make any mistakes because they're under the light. And so I just wanted you to share with the viewers like your experience with all of that.
Excuse me. I've had such bad experiences with being the daughter of not just a preacher but a leader in general. It's a lot of pressure because the thing is, you're pressured to live a perfect life when that's impossible, but yet and still you tried.
Right.
And the thing about it is because they've instilled certain things in you. When you fail, people look at you as a failure. When in reality, you're literally just going through life, building your testimony, building your ministry.
Yes.
And so the thing about it is, that's one of the things that I dealt with heavily, growing up, trying to become something.
The pressure.
It was hard. And I tried, and I failed, and I failed, and I failed.
Wow.
And as I continued to fail, at some point I was just like, well, I'm a failure. I might as well just do what I do because I can't hold up to this.
Wow.
Yes, it's a lot of pressure.
Wow. And that's crazy because, a lot of times I just see where they have to they're pressured into patterning themselves behind their parents. And I can see where you being stripped of your identity and your true purpose in life can be burdensome and can cause depression.
It can.
And really can cause you to rebel.
Yes. That's it. And I just feel that that's how you were divinely led into from the streets to the altar because of that pressure. That pressure will lead you. And for any of you who are viewing who are PKs, understand that God does have a purpose and a plan for your life individually. Totally set apart from the image that you have to be are pressured into portraying, the box that people try to put you in, and even the light that you're under. Just trying to be perfect, and that the pressure of trying to be perfect, and then also with the fact that hey, even those who are pressuring you to be perfect aren't. Yes.
In most cases, I have a grandmother. She's now 84 years old, and she raised me, in the church. But it was a long time before I was raised up in God because
it's a difference.
It's a difference.
It's a big difference.
It is
a
difference.
Big difference
in being raised up in the church and in God because I was so caught on just being put in this box, put under this light. This evangelist, Eula Jackson granddaughter. And I know that you probably had to deal with that same thing. That's fasting first lady, darling. And even with how you dress. Wear your hair, all of it. So just kind of elaborate with the viewers and just encourage those from a PK standpoint, just how important it is to just focus on, who God called you to be rather than the box that people try to put you in being a PK.
Well, it's very important to never lose focus on who God has called you to be because we're all called to a different remnant of people.
Yeah.
And, some may be called to the streets, some may be called to the inside of the church because there is a difference. And
we have to be careful that we don't try to mix our calling with others.
Wow.
Because the thing about it is, when you do that, you're not effective.
Wow.
Because if God didn't call you to the streets and you go and try to minister to the streets, they're not going to receive you because you don't have the experience. So
baby, you ain't got the oil for them streets.
you cannot give what you haven't mastered.
Lady!
So
That's good!
That's the thing.
If you know you ain't got no business out there with them hoes.
Because I'm telling you, they're going to...
And them pimps. You better sit yourself down somewhere because they're going to eat you up.
Eat you alive. And you have to know their lingo in order to reel them in. The thing, it's just like in church. You have to be able to engage your audience. If not, people are going to start walking out.
You're going to lose them.
When you go out to the streets, I like to call myself a chameleon. Hey, I'm hood, I'm classy, I can go to the boardroom, I can go to the streets.
Paul said, I became out so that I may win some.
It's whatever.
Hey.
But the thing about it is, you have to make sure that you don't compromise.
Right.
But you have to make sure that you're confident in your purpose.
Right.
Because if not, people will challenge you.
Yes, they will.
And then you will soon find out that's not my lane.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's real, but I always encourage people, be who God has called you to be. I'm not my mom, but because I have her DNA, I have some of her, foundational principles. I incorporated with my street. Yes. And it all works together.
Yes. That's so divine. God is in his infinite wisdom will do that. That's why I love him so much.
Yes, I do too. Because it's
God.
It's real.
That is a blessing. And then too, when you talked about earlier the seasoned saints and the millennials, as they call them. We have been called to a particular people, and you have to know you ain't called to everybody.
You're not called to everybody, and it's okay.
It is okay.
It's okay because you will reach someone, and that someone may be able to reach the people that you're not able to reach.
That's it.
As long as you pour into and you empower.
Yes.
That's what matters.
Yes. Because with your story, somebody who's never been in the streets may not be able to benefit or relate. And you had even addressed that earlier, that it's important that you're in your lane.
Most
because being effective is important. You don't want to waste time if you're someone who has been out there in the streets. You want to be able to go back and reach out to what you've come from. From the streets to the altar, from the altar back to the streets, because I'm delivered, healed, set free, and I've overcome. I can't just sit up in the four walls and say, well, forget them. Because they're still reaching out. They're still hungry for what it is that God has done in your life for you and what he's doing through you.
Absolutely.
And I'm just, oh my God, I'm just so thankful that, for your obedience, because not just being a preacher's kid, but just a woman in general. Just a woman of God in general. Everybody's not able to, or everybody does not really have the confidence to go forth in the way that you have. And I just really appreciate, just you being real. Oh my God. I really appreciate your obedience to give birth to From the Streets to the Altar. And look out for the book, y'all. Oh my God, it's coming.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh my God. And you had your first, was it your first conference?
Yes, I had my first conference.
Wow.
May 4th through the 5th, From the Streets to the Altar.
Yes, it was amazing.
Amazing.
Yes,
we had an awesome lineup of speakers telling their story, how they transitioned from the streets to the altar. And we just had an awesome time, fellowship, worship, transparency. It was amazing.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Wow. And I was there for one of the nights, and I just want to just share with you, the viewers, of how, if you are somebody who feels led to share, or even someone who has an opportunity to share your testimony inside of the four walls, pray and ask God for wisdom, because what you've gone through is necessary and it's needful for a believing people, for the sake of them transforming and just knowing that, hey,
she or he's overcome what I'm still struggling with.
That's right.
And you know, the hooping and the hollering, that's okay. But right now I'm hearing something that's really helping my struggle.
Right.
I need to hear something that's helping that's gonna help my struggle and help me come out. And so I just want to encourage anyone who's viewing this, whether you're a PK or whoever you are, if you got a story, if you're someone who has been out there, do not be afraid. Do not be ashamed to share what it is that God has delivered you from, because hey, that's evidence of someone who's been bought by the blood, purchased by the blood, and definitely washed by the blood of the Lamb. Use your testimony to draw people to God, to Christ. He said, if I be lifted up on the earth, I'll draw all men unto me. And a lot of times we don't understand that lifting him up is by sharing what he's brought us out of. Oh my God, to God be the glory. And at this time, I just want to have you say some last words to our viewers. Just encourage them real quick, because we're coming back with a part 3 of this, y'all. It's getting gooder and gooder. That ain't even a word, baby.
I know, it's a word today.
Wow.
Yes, well, I just want to encourage all of my viewers to be who you are called to be. Learn how to empower, encourage, and exit when necessary. But don't try to negate the fact that you have to actually go through life in order to get to the level that God has called you to be. And like I said, I just admonish you to, walk in your full purpose. And God has a plan for you. And hey, you can't skip life. You have to go through it in order to know what you're called to do.
Wow. Amen. Thank you so much, Valisha, for being here on Just Iyuana. Thank you all for viewing us on today, for sacrificing that time, and just share with the viewers how they can reach you.
Okay, awesome. You can reach me on Facebook at Valisha Wilson, Valisha Valisha, Wilson Wilson. I can also be reached on Instagram, From Streets to Altars, and you can also reach me at my email, ValishaWilson@AOL.com.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for tuning in to Just Iyuana. Bye.